Is Trump's plan of deportation over? Did they just end Trump? The Supreme Court sided 7-2 against getting rid of people in this country that's not supposed to be here. Did we vote for all these people at the Supreme Court, these lifetime appointments? They probably have a lot of special interest. Or did we vote for Trump and what he pushed was deportations? We'll discuss that story today. It'll blow your mind and what I personally think Trump should be doing. Also, we're going to talk about the Comey situation again. Now, he was interviewed by the Secret Service. I honestly believe he'll never serve time for it. The reason I don't is because you'll never believe what his daughter is doing. Now, we've talked about his daughter before, but I think you need to listen to just some very big coincidences because they have a lot of ties to our AG's office and also to the biggest players in the games right now. Let's discuss what is truly going on with the Comey situation. I think it's going to get very deep very quick. And guess what? State just passed a bill saying that if you misgender someone, you could be thrown in jail. Now, this didn't happen in the UK. This is happening in America. Don't ever put your guard down. I told you that yesterday. Do not ever put your guard down because now we have a state that is literally saying if you call someone by the wrong gender of whatever they feel, if they feel like they're a unicorn, you better call them a unicorn. If you don't, you can be arrested. We'll talk about that state. And lastly, a good word from the Pope. Again, I'm not a Catholic, but I thought that traditional push that people said that he was a little bit more traditional. He came out with something I think that's very good. And it speaks to something that we've been talking about day in and day out. That the truth is, family is the key. Let's dive into these stories and a few more. This video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Thank you so very much for being here today. We're humbled by your support of being here, watching our channels. Remember, we have Life at Colby Mac, our blog channel. We have another one coming out on that channel probably today or tomorrow. Also, remember my wife's channel, Themacs Life. We have a lot going on this week because we are having our oldest son graduate. So we'll be filming a lot of that, and you'll check those out on the other vlog channels. Now let's dive into the stories of today because there's some crazy ones. First, let's talk about the Supreme Court. Supreme Court just come out, voted 7-2 against Trump. Basically saying we're going to tie your hands. You're not allowed to get rid of people without due process. Now, the crazy thing is we're talking about illegal immigration's situation where they actually should not have due process because they're not legal. They're not here and part of the citizenship of America. Now, the crazy thing is, why do we think these judges, why do we keep thinking these judges, from district judges to appellate judges to now Supreme Court, why in the world do we think that they deserve this kind of power? Now, I'll be honest with you. What I think Trump should be doing is keep deporting. What are they going to do? Arrest him? I mean, what are they going to do? Literally, we're supposed to talk about a story where a guy literally claimed that he wanted him taken out, but then Trump can't send some people that were not supposed to be here illegally that are here, and we can't legally send them out of here? Well, forget that. They came here illegally. Let's just send them back illegally. I think Trump should do all he can just to still get them out. They said his blood was boiling when he heard the situation. And sadly, a lot of these quote-unquote conservatives on the bench is worthless. It reminds me of Congress. What has Mike Johnson actually done? So we have all this quote-unquote conservatism on the courts, quote-unquote conservatism in Congress, and really we've got a bunch of laughing stocks because nothing's getting done other than passing liberal ideology and pushing against Trump. So this vote was 7-2. So what I, again, think Trump should be doing is saying, who cares what they say, we're going to still deport. He is the commander-in-chief. Why do we give justices power over the commander-in-chief of the military or of policy? It makes no sense to me. So I hope Trump will stay staunch and just keep on doing what he wants to do, basically, when it comes to illegal immigration. Because guess what? 72% of individuals are happy with the deportations going on. That's a lot of Democrats and Republicans and independents. So I hope he keeps on going. Now let's jump into this state. There's a new article that come out for Colorado. Listen to what Colorado's pushing. Colorado comes out and their governor says He signed the governor there signed a law stating that we will criminalize anyone who is dead naming or misgendering. So if you believe that you're a pink unicorn that's a male that's actually a female, or a female that's actually a male, and you actually call them by the wrong thing, they can basically claim that you were bringing harm against them, and guess what? You're going to jail. Now, remember the first story. We can't even send illegal immigrants out of the states that are not supposed to be here, that have broken the law. And now if you call someone that's a pink unicorn horse, now you can be thrown in jail. Isn't that unbelievable? Colorado, what are we doing? What are we doing in these liberal states? California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, New York. They're going more and more liberal and more left. And why are we not doing anything about it? I go back to, again, weak Congress, weak judiciary. No matter what Trump does, if he does not have these other two branches of legislature and branches of judiciary, nothing will get done in a significant way. Only the executive branch seems like they're working for us, and we need to pay attention to this, because as he's working, we have Illinois' governor calling for riots in the street. We have Colorado's governor basically saying we're going to be like UK, and ultimately, if you call someone the wrong thing, you're going to be thrown in jail. What happened to freedom of speech? You ever heard of that? It's amazing how freedom of speech doesn't, it's not tolerable in certain situations, especially when it comes to, the situation with this governor. All of a sudden he's saying this. It's mind-blowing. Now, before we get to the Pope and also Comey, a word from today's sponsor. Misty and I are extremely mindful of what kind of food that we put before our kids and our family. Guess what? That includes what we drink. Considering our body is made up of literally 60% water, I don't think we talk about water enough. That's why I want to talk to you about the Cove Pure countertop filtration system. We actually use this in our home, and maybe one of the best investments you make. You already know the dangers of some of the things leaching in our water from industries, from farming. And that's a scary thought. Harmful pesticides and chemicals like nitrates, which increase the risk of colorectal cancer. On lead and arsenic, which have been associated with behavior and cognitive impairments, particularly in infants and young children, and even linked to diseases like Parkinson's. And if you think the regular pitcher filters that you buy from the store are going to be safe and help you, spoiler alert, they're not. Recent studies show that the pitcher filters like Brita only filter out 23% of arsenic from water. If you really want to have clean, pure water, you need to use a system like Cove Pure. It is proven to filter out 99.9% of harmful contaminants, including arsenic. You don't need to take my word for it. Look at the third-party studies that shows exactly what I just said. Clean, pure water for you and your family. Not only does it completely purify our water, it sits right on your counter. Two main things I love about this. Not only, again, purifying the water, but if you need hot water, if I'm making some tea, it's perfect. If I want extremely cold water because I've been outside working, it's perfect because it has a temperature gauge on it. You know, guys, I would not recommend anything that we're not personally using. Cove Pure has been on our counter for months now. And it's been a game changer when it comes to purified water and knowing that my family's not only eating the best quality food, they're getting the best quality water. Be serious about your family's health. Go to covepure.com/themacs or click below because they're going to give you guys $200 off by using my link. covepure.com/themacs. I promise you this is a great investment for you and your family in the safety of your family. I want to bring a story up with this Pope. Now, this is probably why he will not be there long, or he will be ostracized or hated by the globalists too. Listen to what he said. Breaking. Pope Leo XIV declares that family is based upon union between a man and a woman, and that the unborn have inherent dignity. Now, we're acting like this is breaking news, and he is actually saying what we all traditionally believe in. Man and woman get married, they have a baby, the pregnant child is a child. It's not some worthless nothing in her belly, it's a child. And all the Pope is saying is, I believe in man and woman marriages, and I believe that what they produce is a child. We procreate. Now, that one statement will probably put him in hot water with most of the world. Especially a lot of these Western civilizations who, look at the Colorado governor. Would he arrest the Pope because the Pope just basically said that? So do you get what I'm saying? This guy is from America. He saw the politics of America, and he saw, especially in the city like in where he was in Illinois, Chicago, he saw the damage of what not having family values and not having a set role for our procreation and for husband and wives. He saw what it did to that area. I mean, it destroyed Chicago. Look at our inner cities. They're falling to pieces because of some of these crazy policies that our government has allowed for us to take place. You think Colorado is going to be better? Colorado is absolutely beautiful. I went to Colorado a few years back. The beauty is so unbelievable. But then at the same time, there's people doing drugs right beside you in these big cities. I mean, like our tag got stolen. Our tag got stolen. We couldn't even go down the street without something crazy happening with our kids seeing stuff they shouldn't see, and it always smelled like drugs. Is that the place that we want to live? Is that the utopia that Colorado's wanting to make? I think it's great that this Pope, again, not that I believe this Pope is I don't believe the Pope, again, is something that's higher than any typical man. I believe that God chooses people to be ministers, no doubt. But I also believe that we're all sinners. And again, but here is the key. What is encouraging is that this Pope is willing to stand up for traditional values. And this is something that the last one or two popes has not done. And some of the ones that were in the running were also kind of like the last one. So to hear this guy actually say the truth, the things that we all pretty much believe in, is encouraging. And I hope he doubles down on it, and I hope he does not get weak on it, and I hope that it actually starts a movement with the Catholic Church. I hope it starts a movement in the world. I'd love to see more ministers and more people stand up and say the same thing. Sadly, we need better leadership all throughout the board. Now, we may have the occasional politician say it, but then they'll still fund Planned Parenthood. You know what I told you the other day? You have Mike Johnson and all these conservatives, quote-unquote conservatives, get up and say, oh my gosh, I mean, we want to defund Planned Parenthood when they're not in power. Now they're in power, they're against abortion, and guess what? We're still funding Planned Parenthood. We hadn't defunded them. We're still funding. Mike Johnson also came out yesterday and said, look, Congress just needs help. I'm kind of wishy-washy on the banning trading stocks. I mean, I think it's a good thing, but they need to take care of their families. So Mike Johnson's going to back out on this, trading stock situation. Listen to Hakei Jeff. I want you to listen to this report. And this is all congressmen. I'm not just making fun of this guy, but this is all congressmen. First, Mike Johnson says, some sympathy for all members of Congress because they need to be able to trade stock. I mean, they have to take care of their family. They're quasi-millionaires. Most of them are literally multimillionaires, and not because of their job. Listen to this, and this is with Hakei Jeff. This was shared online. It says, Hakei Jeff doesn't want to discuss the $1.2 million luxury apartment that the Mexican government gifted him in 2022. A 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,100 square foot penthouse in Cabo was given to him as a gratitude from the people of Mexico. Now, we're just talking about Hakei Jeff, allegedly. There's all kind of congressmen that's got the same issue. And that's why I think they vote the way they do, because of the special interest on it. I mean, someone gave you a gifted, luxury apartment for $1.2 million. I imagine you do whatever they say, huh? This happens every day. Bernie, $20 million for pharma. Elizabeth Warren is pretty close to it too. You think they're going to push against pharma? No. Mike Johnson, is he going to push against banning trading stock? Is any of the Congress going to do that? No, because they're getting that information and they're being able to make themselves filthy rich. It's not going to take place, guys. It's unbelievable. But again, go back to the story with the Pope. It's encouraging to see someone's willing to stand up when everybody else likes to yap their mouth and they actually are not doing anything about it. They're not defunding Planned Parenthood. This guy's coming out and stating, when things are not that popular, he's coming out stating, look, I believe that men and women should be the ones getting married, and their child deserves dignity. Now let's wrap it up with the Comey situation. Now, Jim Comey will probably never see a jail cell. Now, if Trump would have said something like this, like if he wanted to 86 some other number of a president, the two previous Democrat presidents, he'd have been thrown in jail. Did you see, Comey's house got raided? Oh, wait, no. Comey's house didn't get raided. Trump's house got raided. See, isn't it amazing how Trump did, quote-unquote, nothing wrong? Literally nothing. They didn't have anything on them, and Merrick Garland literally did a seize and seizure and put a shoot-to-kill record on it. You know that, did you? But then Comey literally says terminology to get rid of our president. And they just take him in for questioning. No big deal. No harm, no foul. He was just joshing with us. See, this is what happens. Republicans and conservatives are weak people. They actually will not actually do anything when it comes to these kind of situations. That guy should be thrown in jail. That guy should be thrown in prison for the comments of basically what he just said. But you know why he won't be? Who's his daughter? Do you know his daughter? Her name is Maureen Comey. Who does she work for? The DOJ, Pam Bondi. Wouldn't it make sense to probably fire her? No. She hadn't been fired. You know what's so crazy? What are the two major court cases that she's had? Well, a few years ago, she was the one who was over the Epstein case. I guess coincidence. But guess whose case she's over now? P. Diddy. Sean Combs. And then all of a sudden her dad wishes the death of basically her boss, Maureen Comey's boss. Is this not just all coincidental? Why is she still got a job? She wasn't successful in the situation that Pam Bondi had her on with Epstein. And she was served under Merrick Garland too. I mean, this lady could have already released these reports and she didn't. She didn't get anybody. She's not literally put anybody in prison other than Maxwell for the situation with Epstein. Combs is actually not even getting tried for some of the worst things that has been brought and allegedly brought against him. It's some of the lesser charges. So I wonder if the case of him not going to jail or prison is probably because it's a little bit of a conflict of interest when his daughter would be the one, quote unquote, prosecuting him. Isn't it funny how a lot of these coincidences, when you start thinking about them, you're like, wait just a second. Makes no sense that his daughter is working for Trump and Pam Bondi has not fired her. Pam Bondi knows that she does not like Trump and we're just okay with it. Makes no sense, does it? That's why these Republicans, again say, they're weak. The Amy Coney Barrett's on the court, they're weak. The Jim Jordan's, I like Jim Jordan, but again, like him and Comer now has to bring up a new filing where they're gonna do hearings. I'm so sick of hearings. I'm so sick of trial testimonials. I'm so sick of strongly worded letters. I want results. I want the Republicans to actually do something, not just talk about it. Do something. They couldn't even pass the big, quote unquote, big beautiful bill that Trump wanted to pass. It couldn't even get out of committee. Does it need more cutting? Probably. Is it going to help if all of a sudden they do more cutting? No, it probably won't go for the vote because all the writers won't sign on to it. It's sad that these Republicans are as weak as they are. So what do you think? Do you think Comey will go to jail and prison after Trump's went after him? Tulsi Gabbard's went after him. The one that's supposed to go after him is Bondi and crickets. You know what else was kind of unique? And we'll kind of end with this. Not one Democratic congressman or Senate spoke out against that terminology that Comey used. And all those guys know exactly what it means. Not one of them condemned it. Not one of them just said that. I mean, not one of them really just spoke against it. I mean, do they hate this man so much that they wish this would take place? I think that's why they're trying to keep it so in front of you, because they believe there's somebody that's crazy enough to try something stupid like they've had in the past. I'm telling you, man, when you think about Colorado, when you think about these kind of situations, when you think about Comey having the inside information with AG, it makes you just say, you know what? This is why I prep. This is why I buy the things I buy. I'm not going to get into the story right now, but like right now, the bees are down tremendously. The population of bees, the pollinators, are down tremendously. What we're setting ourselves up for is a famine. What we're setting ourselves up for is bad monetary policy, like we've talked before. What we're setting ourselves up for is bad liberal states. What we're setting ourselves up for is, if you're not independent, you're not sustainable, and you're not trying to prep in some form or fashion, you will be a subservient serve to the leadership class. Pay attention to these stories. They're huge. Comey will never have nothing to worry about because his daughter literally sitting in the DOJ. So I doubt she's going to prosecute Dad, don't you think? I doubt that's going to happen. Guys, let me know your thoughts on today's stories. Again, we appreciate you. Go check out today's sponsor. There's nothing better than having quality, pure water. I told you in the next 5 to 10 years, I believe, the fight will be for water. And they're going to try to reroute water like they're doing right now in California. They're going to try to make sure that they're going to be over the rights of the water. So then, therefore, you have to pay it. It's not just guaranteed that you're going to have fresh water. You have to pay for it, or you're going to have to give up something for them to own your water. Pay attention to these stories, guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.